Right, so I already made this video, and I made it, and it was 25 minutes long, and then I realised that actually you can't minimise photo booth when you're making a video because it stops when you do, and I realised this a little bit too late, so that's kind of unfortunate. So I'm going to make the video over again, and yeah. So, but the advantage of this is I'll be a lot more prepared and know what I'm saying, and also in the last video I was kind of like, oh, I'm at my aunt's. My aunt's still in the house, and she could be hearing all of this, and I'm not out to her. Which brings me on to the subject of the video. I am a pre-op, pre-out, not out yet, female to male, transsexual. I say transsexual because I do fully have intentions of going through with surgery and taking testosterone. I just haven't been able to start yet because I'm not out. So if I started testosterone before I was out, it would be kind of silly. Yeah. So I guess I'd start with my my coming out story. I mean, in the video before, I started sort of with my childhood, but I think that's a bit too much, especially since the video wound up being 25 minutes long. So I'm just gonna start with my coming out story. Like my final coming out, because obviously I've come out to myself lots of times and then gone back in and come out to other people even, and then we just pretend it was some weird conversation we had because it was 2 in the morning and I was tired and we never talked about it again. So yeah, this final coming out, which is the last time I'm gonna come out. I mean, the first time that I'm gonna come out and stay out to myself. So the last time that I'll come out to myself, if that makes sense. Mrs. Coward, I said her name again. No, you don't know her first name. Mrs. Coward is my history teacher, and she's also head of careers at the school that I'm at. And she had a massive go at me and was like, you have university stuff that you need to sort out, and you were meant to come and see me at the meeting, but you weren't there, so where were you? And just like, you don't really help people to help you that much, and blah blah blah. So I had a massive breakdown because it's like, yeah, this is true, and it's because I can't quite see my future because I knew that there was this thing that was, you know, at the core of me, eating me away. But I couldn't see that you could be transsexual, transgendered, and still be successful, and still, like, I thought that coming out would completely ruin me, or just ruin my life. So I guess that was difficult in a way. So the thing is, I thought, well, there's no real point in me actually trying at anything, because as soon as I do become sort of successful, as soon as people find out this thing, you know, that is the end, really, because you'll just ruin my life. And I actually do think maybe you need to understand a little bit some of the history. Like, I was in a school in Malaysia because my dad worked, you know, we moved out there because of my dad's job, and I was in American school, and I came out there as a lesbian at 11, and this was not taken very well by anyone in school, and I didn't really have a very good time. I had pretty much an awful time there until my last year when I met a good group of friends. And they made my life a living hell, really. And because it was an American school, there were a lot of Americans there, and quite a few of them were from the middle of the Bible Belt, so they were quite strong Christians, and told me that I was gonna burn in hell forever and blah blah blah. So, given that that's how people reacted to me saying something, which to be honest is, I thought pretty standard, like fairly normal thing, their reaction to me being gay, which I'm not anyway, but the reaction to that was not brilliant. So I thought, well, if this is how they react to gay people, then being trans, that's gonna ruin me. So I had this breakdown, and I went to go see Miss Coward, and she was like, "Why have you been crying?" And I was like, "Well, it's not because of this, like, not because of this university stuff." And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, "I don't really know if," I said, "I don't really know if I'm quite ready to talk about it yet." And I said that, and I didn't mean it. You know when you kind of say things and you want people to ask you because you don't want to say it, but you desperately want people to ask you. And so I think she saw that and she was like, "Of course you can talk about it. You can talk to me about anything. It's fine." Um, and then I told her, and she's like, "But it's part of who you are. Like you can't reject parts of who you are because you you know like you have to embrace them and just accept that they're part of who the person that you're meant to be." And then I was like, "I don't know how to tell my parents." So she was like, "Well, you should be jokey with your mum because I think that would all work better, and then she can help you come out to your dad and your sister." So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that was my coming out story. I don't know whether to leave it here because I said a lot in the other video, I guess.